Shalom, shalom, all praises to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Qudash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well and labor in the word and doctrine. Shalom and peace, may that be unto the elect of the nation of Israel. Now this should be a quick hit. Just no extracurricular activities are necessary. Alright, this is 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 10. It says, and indeed you do it toward all the brethren which are in Macedonia. We beseech you, brethren, that ye increase more and more, also get greater. And it talks about in Sirach, the greater thou art, the more humble thyself. Verse 11, it says, and that you study to be quiet, and to do your own business, and to work with your own hands, as we commanded you, that you may walk honestly toward them that without, and that you may have lack of nothing. So what this whole ministry is about, obviously, study to be quiet. It means you don't have to be, hyping up, doing too much, making a scene, whatever. What we do is when we do speak, we cry aloud and we spare not. What we have learned. So we study to be quiet, not to buck up, not to come up and say, oh, now we're on a level, we've surpassed the elders. I'm talking all this, fanciful words. It's a simple thing. You come in, you study, you learn. Once you know it, you teach it. You don't need to be, again, extracurricular with it. So get into the word for quiet, study to be quiet. First Thessalonians chapter 4 verse 11, the word for quiet. And we'll listen to Mr. Strong's G say it.
Strong's G 2270. Hesuchadzo.
Right, it says to keep quiet, to rest, cease from labor, to lead a quiet life, so to those who are not running hither and thither, but stay at home and mind their business. So not busybodies in other men's matters. You're not trying to do too much. Leading a quiet life, so said of those who are not running hither and thither, but stay at home and mind their business. So we do what we do. We use the word, we don't abuse it. We get what we can. We provide for our house. And we call it a day. And we do our videos. We go to the highways. We call it a day. We don't do too much. We're not trying to convince them in office. Well, you need to put this into law or whatever. We might say, well, if you're really a scriptural country, on a side comment or whatever. But we're not trying to, walk up to the president and give him ultimatums. We're doing what we're doing. We study. We be quiet. When it's time to speak, we speak. 1 Thessalonians 4 and 11. That you study to be quiet and to do your own business and to work with your own hands as we commanded you. And not being slothful as well. You got men that are making out like they study 18 hours a day, and then when it's time to do a video, well, where are you? It talks about if you're, let's get this. It says John 7 and 38, it says, he that believeth on me, as the scripture has said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. So if you're taking it all in, you should be pushing it out. There shouldn't be, you've been in this truth however long, a year, 2 years, and you still sat there, I don't know if I can make a video. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Easy, simple, quick hit. Done, gone. What you think is really a light thing is very deep, right? Especially to them that are without. Anything of this knowledge, of substance, with structure, go through, all right, what is the baptism? Baptized by the word. Right, what do they say? The fact that they try to say it's a fact that Yahawashi never had a biological father, you can go into that. A simple prophecy, the MOTB, you can go into that. There's so many topics, there's too many topics to say, I don't have a video idea, I'm not sure, I don't know. You should be doing it. Study, to be working, and be quiet. Not too quiet where you're not speaking though. You understand there's a balance to it. Let me see this. Right, Sirach 7 or Ecclesiasticus 7 and 14. Use not many words in a multitude of elders, and make not much babbling when thou prayest. Right, so if you're coming around the elders, or even men that are, maybe not be considered elders, but are elder than you in the faith, you shouldn't be doing all the talking. It's like how they say in business, if you're on, $500 a month, and there's someone there with $5 million a month, You know, they're more experienced. Clearly, they've got more application, more experience in it. You should be listening to them. You know, maybe you could learn something. But, you know, it's not a thing where we need to hype up. Oh yeah, and I was going into it. Yeah. You know, it's not good. It's not good. And the next one as well: hate not laborious work, neither husbandry, which the Most High hath ordained. It's a man's job. You know, you can't hate work. That's a man's job. That's a man's duty. You know, and laborious work is standing out there in the cold. Laborious work is going through the scripts. You know, is enduring, is not making haste in the time of trouble. You know, but pushing through. That's what it's about. Yeah, I don't want to make this too long. But that was just on my spirit. You know, Lord willing, that was exhorting or edifying.